Mary of The.Meri.Atelier bravely shows her face for the very first time on this channel. Showing everyone my art is so what this channel is all about. I would much rather show the world my art, even my poorest art, than to show you my face. However, I thought that since there have been a few requests to reveal my face to the world on this channel, I would at least find a creative way to create my face video. Come with me through the looking glass. Hello. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Where's that voice coming from? Oh, look. It's Meri. It's Meri. Meri's in the bookcase. It's Meri through the looking glass. If you see reflection here, it's off of my camera. It's the light showing off of my camera. I am recording myself in my mirrored bookcase where I keep my pincushion dolls. I have had a lot of requests to show my face. I'd much rather show my art than my face. But if you have to see my face, if I must do it, then I'm going to think of some creative ways to do my videos, because that's what YouTube is all about, is doing creative videos. So I thought that this morning I would jump into my bookcase and hang out with my pincushion dolls. I have about 4 of these pincushion dolls. 2 of them are Goebel, German Goebel hands-away dolls. This is one of them. Isn't she pretty? She was the very first pincushion doll that I ever bought. In fact, she started me doing my collections. She's a hands-away doll. I bought her in a town where I grew up, in a store that used to be a clothing store where my mother would take us to do our school shopping. And years later, I went back to this town, and that store had been converted into an antique store, and there was this doll. And with all the memories associated with that town and that store, I loved this doll the moment I saw it. Look at her reflection back there. And so I just had to have it. And then you can see behind her is a relish dish. This belonged to my mother and was a wedding present. She got a set of dishes. There's a name for that pattern, but it's cracked. But I just have a few of those dishes that she managed to save through the years. And then if you look down here, I collect these little cross-stitch dishes that used in the 40s and 50s. They used to be in soap boxes, like if you buy Fab and I don't know what other brands, but they used to include dishes in there, and they have those little cross-stitch designs. There are houses and flowers and birds, and this happens to be one of the houses. There's a little creamer. I don't have them all out on display, but I do have that one. And then this one is one of my more recent purchases. Isn't she pretty? Look at her. Now, if you see these little reflective lights here, those are reflective off of the glass. I have finally I always wanted a dining room hutch. I moved around a lot, so I never was really able to buy heavy furniture, but a couple years ago I broke down and bought one, and I bought it with this leaded glass. I think they call this a prairie style. I really like it. I decided to leave the door closed. See, I'm getting the reflection off of my camera. I'm recording with my smartphone camera. So, anyway, I have this doll. I bought her with my own money. And then I have another doll. This doll's kind of hiding in the shadows. These dolls, they like to be on display, but they're not pretentious. They kind of like to hide in the shadows. They're like me. I do not like to show my face a lot either. So she's got sort of a coral dress on. I don't know how much you can see of her. Let me get around here. So she's another one that I like and added to my collection. And then this one I did a drawing of, a pen and ink drawing, and I used it in my repeating patterns. And I'll do a video of me sketching that doll. This doll I got with money that my father left me, and I put some in savings, but I saved out just enough of a little to buy something to remember him by, that I thought he might like to have me have to remember him by. And I thought, well, this is it. This is an English doll. I don't think this is a Goble doll, but it is a Hands Away doll. Isn't she pretty? All of these are Hands Away dolls. This one, and now I'm just going to kind of sweep back over here. Now, you'll see me sometimes looking off over that way, and that's because I'm glancing at my camera. I'm recording with my smartphone camera, and I'm checking to see if I'm in frame so that you can see my face. Now I'll just try to get me to where I'm actually looking at you. It's kind of hard to do. I'm hiding in my bookcase this morning, hanging out with my pincushion dolls. I call this Meri Through the Looking Glass, and I thought, well, you know, I could stand behind Mrs. Wilkins, who is my studio mascot, and I will actually show you my studio once I get it cleaned up enough to the point to where I'm brave enough to show it to you. I call it Meri's Atelier, and Atelier, Meri's Atelier, which stands for studio. I'm still learning how to pronounce the word. It's a French word, and obviously I grew up as an American, so I do not speak French that well. So I'm practicing saying that word, atelier. So I like that word. I think it's a very pretty word, a very creative word for the word studio. I don't like the word craft room. It's okay to call your second bedroom a craft room, but I always wanted a studio, so I have a studio, and I will call it what I want, and I want to call it Meri's Atelier. So here's my face, such as it is. I'll be standing in next time you see my face, maybe I'll be standing in another creative spot in my house. I want to make my jelly plate. And I need to remelt that, so I need to go into the kitchen to do that. And like I said, I thought I'd stand behind my dress form and maybe show you my studio once I get that cleaned up enough. So here I am. Hi. Just taking a moment out to give you a shout out. My computer is working on formatting a Zentangle project that I'm working on. So look for that video next. So, bye. It's been nice chatting with you, and I will see you on the next page.